I was born ready.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Coastal Conclave for a lovely Thursday night. Everyone's English. Beautiful. Look at that. Without you've Richard even being here and got him perfectly spot on with his name tag and everything.
I'm not here.
I'm getting better at this.
That's why we
Joining us again.
the big number.
As I said, it's a lovely Thursday night here. It's a bit warm, and we have no access really to direct air conditioning, so it should be fun. I will throw very quickly, and we're just experimenting with something here, to our recap video for the week. So I apologise if the sound is extremely loud or extremely quiet. This is the first time I've done this, so I'll just pop it in and enjoy our couple of minutes of recap.
But we're not apologising if it's just right.
YOLO!
There is no preventing this.
So we actually
We must
on
preserve
Wi-Fi.
life. It has been thousands of years since the last alignment, and here we are. There are now 52 days left, until the next. In the shadows, the forces of darkness have bided their time and now rally to gain power over the prime material plane. Urgareth first, entombed behind seals of 3. Lolth herself, waiting for her general and her resurrection at the machinations of the family Lethenway. Their events, and no doubt others, agitated by Lindra and her cult of madness, would that the goddess would find her peace. Of friends nearby, Aradun and Moira royalty. The dwarves are a stubborn lot, both seem forward-thinking. Moira and her archives were a boon to us this day. Their continued aid will be vital in the weeks ahead. Isaiah is a practical and effective man, and I hope his association with Arctic itself is a blessing. Isabel seeks, and I hope she finds. Of our friends in faraway places, Lilith remains missing and a mystery. And Lolliput, he's very cranky at me. I'm sure he'll come around. 52 days. We will fail, though we must not fall. Life will find a way, and we adventurers will be bulwark against the encroaching dark. Etheria needs us, and its people, and its heroes, to rise. It's time to send word to Aralar. This is Falstas Delafay, priest of Eldith, in the year 132 by Imperium Reckoning. Signing off by Imperium Reckoning. Amelethrum, signing off by Imperium Reckoning.
Awesome, hopefully that worked for everybody. Our testing seemed to indicate that it worked, so I hope you enjoyed that. That's what happened last week. I didn't actually listen to that, so hopefully it's caught everyone up. So, we did last week.
Well, it was
pick up.
it was light on the minutia. That's what I was saying before.
Yeah. We will pick up with what the Lolliput is currently doing, as the rest of the party return for a bit of a long rest in Aridin's workshop. What has Lolliput got himself up to?
I have headed... Sorry, what?
Sorry, picking up Lolliput.
What did you say?
I used to play Warcraft with a mage called Lilliput.
Lily.
Yeah, what a ridiculous name, eh?
I'm offended.
There's a lot of Lolliput getting offended going around lately.
Yeah. What is this? I'll tell you what Lilliput has been doing. Mr. Dungeon Master.
Good start.
It says Lolliput on the thing too.
Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties. It's very important that
was
Luke
totally different.
fixes this.
I suppose now we've met the evil brother of Lolliput.
The character introduction was a bit out of place.
While our esteemed Dungeon Master rectifies that, Lolliput has headed straight for the Southern Mines. So based on the gnome agent, Lethenway spy or plant that he found on one of the levels, he got a heads up that there might be something worth listening to in the southern mines. A halfway house.
Excellent. All right. So, Lord will make his way down there.
Oh, I must be said as well, he's still in disguise.
Still in disguise.
You can't get me on that one.
So you make your way down to that particular mine shaft. And there is like a sort of mid shift because the dwarves go down in week-long shifts. Resting house there, and you can see that it's relatively abandoned now because the dwarves are out mining. There are a few dwarves here and there scurrying about. It looks more like just sort of a sleeping depot and things like that.
Is there? Are people just moseying in and out, looking? I'm going to do an insight check.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
Subject.
Okay, so what you guys didn't hear before the stream started is I'm going to be systematically working through what are the good dice and the bad dice. So let's start with trusty old Bluey here. Insight. It's a 17.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's an 18 in total. You stay.
Bluey does not get killed today.
No.
Yeah.
Most of the dwarves that are there look like they are exhausted from long shifts and just catching a few hours of rest before heading back down into the deep mines. You can see that most of them have sort of debris and rubble all over them, dirt and grime from their work.
All right. I make a quick disguise shift and make myself look dusty and rubbly. Put a few kind of wear patches on my elbows where I might have been scuffing up against some unworked stone. Really look like I've been to the mines and just tropes into the rest house, keeping my ears peeled.
All right. Make a perception check. See if you overhear anything of interest.
Let's go with the depleted uranium. Sorry for this audio. That is a critical failure. So
No, it appears that most of the dwarves are just going about their business, doing their jobs. There's been a nice mithril vein found in some of the deeper mines that's got everyone fairly excited.
Oh, mithril. Oh, I'm so tired I couldn't even muster the encouragement about it. I start to head over towards a like a sleeping pallet, something which is not. I'm not looking for away from everybody. I'm looking to kind of like ingratiate myself, maybe with a group of dwarves, a particularly chatty group of dwarves.
So you head on over. You can see that there's like a little bar which is largely sort of monitored, but kind of self-serve in that most of the workers are coming in on shift. So not too many of them are drinking heavily. It's mostly sort of water and other drinks to.
Wait, you said these were dwarves, right?
And they're mining though. It's important work.
Don't drink
And then in the back there are several sleeping pallets and sort of wooden bunk beds that are sort of dwarven make. So they're pretty high quality, but they're small and just big enough for like a quick sleep. And most of the dwarves that are over in those sleeping pallets are in fact laying down and either asleep or trying to go to sleep. There's some heavy snoring happening.
Nobody's really chatting. That's what the vibe I'm getting.
Not particularly, no.
Aye. Tough day down in there, the mines. Can't wait to get me a bit of shut-eye, if you know what I mean.
The super helpful aware
Sorry, what did you say about super?
Aye. No super here. We don't pay super. You pay us.
Grim conditions indeed.
Alright. No, look. Most of the. It's been a long day. We're 4 days into the shift, most of us, so it's a hard one. Midway through, get some rest, head back down. Get that mithril. Bonus if we can clear it quickly enough.
Whereabouts did you say that mithril vein was?
It's from the deepest of the deep.
Oh, the deepest
The
deep.
new mines.
The new mines. Say, would there be any work for a poor, tired dwarf like me?
Pickaxe head down and no. We are cleared.
Wouldn't you know it? I've left my pickaxe in my other cart.
Yeah. Deception.
I mean, this would be the time in the podcast, in the stream where I would ask whether or not I can make this performance, but
It's a thing.
They're quite suspicious. What kind of dwarf leaves his pickaxe behind while going into a mine?
Yeah.
I'm just so tired. You're sticking with deception, aren't you? Yeah. All right, second blue. Let's go. Deception. It's only a dirty 20, so that's a +7.
It's close. It was close. Well, look. I'm sure there's some spares in the storeroom. Now I'm back. We'll grab one of those and head down. Sure.
Wait, there's spares.
Probably. They break sometimes. Sometimes the dwarves don't come back. The mines collapse.
Oh,
They
I.
catch kobolds trying to enter the mines and kill them and take their pickaxes.
Oh,
Duergar sometimes too.
oh, a dirty kobold pickaxe or a Duergar pickaxe. I couldn't be using one of those.
So you would like to not pay or use it
Ah.
on your own.
You're
Study up
twisted.
in the market levels, go buy one.
Ah, I'm skint for coin. I'll go get one of these just after I've had a wee kip.
Alright.
So yeah, I guess I'll feign sleeping for a period of time. See if I hear any new development.
Most of the dwarves are asleep, and two dwarves do come in sort of after about an hour or so. And they are whispering amongst themselves. And they have one of them has a tattoo that reminds you of some iconography you saw in Cultist.
Some iconography I saw in the west, sorry?
The Cultist.
Symbol of land.
Right, okay.
Iconography. It's not overt, but having experienced it and seen it and keeping an eye out, those connections do manage to get there.
So I amble over there, not keeping myself particularly sneaky. Are they at the bar area? I plonk the bottle of house special on the counter. I give them a wink and say, "Don't suppose you boys would fancy a..." I give them a knowing look.
Their eyes widen, and they... put it away, what are you doing? Put that away.
Hey, they're all asleep.
No, put it away. What you heard? They hit the safe house.
They hit the safe house.
Hammer and Palm has been cleared out.
No, I was there just 10 days ago.
What happens in 10 days?
Who hit it? Was it the guard?
Some kind of special forces unit. There's dwarves, there's elves, there's all sorts of people in there.
I spit on
Humans?
I spit on the counter.
That's coming to us here for.
Aye. What's the plan now?
Gotta wait for things to calm down and gotta get to the escape tunnel that was in the hideout.
Aye, the escape tunnel, but surely that's too hot.
It's the only way out, really, unless you want to risk the mines.
I don't think we're safe here, but the three of us together, we just might make it. What say you boys? You don't look like cowards to me, to these old dwarven eyes, though they may be dim from many a day spent in the dark, glowing for my bread and butter.
Give it a few hours, have a sleep, and we're gonna try and get through.
Get through the mines, aye.
Oh, don't try to secret tunnel.
In the safe house.
Yes.
It was just hit by special forces.
They caught everyone. They killed the forge master.
And you want to go back there? Are you out of your wits?
They get it. They won't go back.
That's exactly what they do.
That's smart.
What if they found the tunnel?
The king's an idiot.
I drink to that and I take out the purple bottle again. Try to fill the cups.
What are you doing?
Hey, they're all asleep. Let's toast to Lindra.
They'll leave by. They'll have a drink. Yeah.
Yeah, so rack up a couple of shots and I perform drinking mine.
Go ahead. Roll your performance.
Alright, 2 blues. Let's go. That is a 12, but plus 7, 19.
They think that you're drinking, so while they're there, you see their eyes sort of mist over with that purple sort of swirl as they renew that connection. It doesn't seem to be as strong as when you had it or what you saw in the Tavern Hammer and Tongs. Probably something to do with the fact that the cultist leadership has been killed, but you can see that they are impacted well.
Are they kind of like out of it, or have they come to?
No, they're definitely sort of eyes glazed over in that sort of,
I picked their
under the
pockets.
influence, and they seem to be cognizant. They can function, but they do have that sort of distant look in their eyes, as like they're not
okay.
in control of what those guys.
I'm going to attempt to persuade them then.
What was that persuasion?
Boys, let's go through the Underdark. Wouldn't it be grand?
Go ahead, roll persuasion. Yeah.
Picture it. Persuasion. 17. Just think it. I kind of put my hands around each of their arms. Us, the 3 of us. A coterie of heroes, you might say. Heading deep into the Underdark. Straight to the bosom of our Mistress of Madness.
We need rest and equipment to get through the tunnels.
I've got a lead on some
No,
kobold pickaxes.
Down there, or which way to go, really. It's a maze. You can follow the miners down to the deepest tunnel where they found Mithril, but then we're on our own.
Sounds like a plan.
It is rusted.
That's a great idea. And I kind of slap him on the back. What was your name, Boyle?
Oh, Gordon.
Gordon.
Garden.
Gordon was my mother's name.
Garden.
Well met, Gordon. And you, my stout friend. Gurgen. Gordon and Gurgen. And I am Gregory.
Gregory. Ashton, my brother.
Sorry, what?
Ashton.
Who is? I thought he was Gurdy.
Gurgen. Ashton.
I thought you were Gordon.
Yeah.
You're Gordon Gurgen. And he's Astrid Gurgen. And I'm Gregory.
There's no Gordon here.
Ding dong. Gregory Ding Dong. Aye, they'll sing tales about us. Rest up. And we'll head down we'll follow the miners when they depart. Oh man, this. What have you done to me?
I might write this down so I remember. Alright, is Lolliput having a rest?
Yep, with my mates.
Alright, so as Lolliput's eyes close,
I level up.
the world around you begins to warp and twist like you're in a fever dream. The air hums with otherworldly energy. The shadows dance with an eerie sentience. Gradually the surroundings coalesce into a distorted reflection of the reality around you. Before you stand the city bathed in perpetual twilight. Its towering spires are drawn with grotesque gargoyles that seem to whisper dark secrets to each other. Streets wind through bizarre architecture and denizens move with a disjointed grace. Their faces contorted by the ever-shifting whims of madness. As you traverse the... Well, what would you like to do?
I want to traverse.
As you traverse the warped cityscape, in the spectral vision, you glimpse fragments of unsettling scenes. A marketplace where vendors peddle dreams and nightmares in equal measure.
Ooh. What's the going rate?
Disjointed whispers you don't quite catch. An academy where scholars debate the nature of reality amidst the swirling mists. A grand cathedral where the congregation clad in kaleidoscopic robes chants hymns to a cacophony of chaos. In the heart of the city, a colossal structure rises. A twisted spire that seems to defy the laws of physics, because it exists. At its zenith, a figure resembling Lindra, the Lady of Madness, stands with outstretched arms. From her emanates waves of chaotic energy, permeating every corner of this surreal city.
So this figure Lindra, is it a sculpture or is it the deity?
It's a statue. Large
okay.
statue.
And Lolliput's traversing, he's seeing all this stuff. He looks around and paints his face with that kind of same shifting expression of madness, which I expect looks something like this.
Beautiful.
As he kind of walks around the street looking for some street food.
There is no food to be found.
This truly is madness!
Any other denizens appear to be made of the shadow and that strange ethereal glow witnessed as part of your visions.
I feel drawn to this this massive spire. Is there a way to climb it?
As you approach, you have the sensation of being drawn into the spire. The very essence of Alindra's influence envelops you, as reality itself unravels, and you're left with a lingering disquiet as you see your body unraveling itself and being sucked into the spire. And that's when you wake up.
I check my crotch.
Everything appears to be in order. Go ahead and make a perception check. Or a investigation check, depending on how close we check out.
It's just I just a test to see.
Test yourself.
Yes, exactly. I'm just testing for dampness.
Roll for it.
Please.
Give the people what they want,
Roll for
right?
dampness.
Come on, Red. Let's go. It's was it an investigation that I was doing?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna see what you do with this. 7.
7.
6 plus 1, a 7.
You think it's the same? Not really sure. Like things change. Is it all the disguises you've been putting on? Do you even remember what's supposed to be today?
Oh my!
Does it normally look like that?
And changing and.
Mine's just having a
But you also do feel a lingering presence in the back of your mind that feels stronger than before, as if the connection to the Mistress of Madness has been reinforced.
Can I explore this connection?
You can. Go ahead and make a charisma check.
Just a straight check?
Just a strategy. You can add your proficiency.
Oh, that's generous. Okay, so plus charisma and proficiency. That I think is a 23.
23.
I am very charismatic.
Very nice.
Don't let the state of my pants fool you.
So, as you sort of explore that, you realise that you appear to have surrendered a piece of yourself to the Mistress of Madness. And you do get the sense, though, that it is a two-way street. You can communicate and probably get some indications of the Mistress's intent and ideas as well. It's not just her influence on you, it's almost as if you become a part of a bigger network.
A network of madness.
Hello?
There's no response.
Did I get a receipt?
It's just nothing. Nothingness.
Could I ask a question?
Yes.
When you use disguise self to turn to a dwarf and then you go to sleep, what happens?
It's a great question. I will say that it was a long rest. Disguise self would likely have worn off, but does your background features give you any longer version or permanency or anything like that? So let's have a look.
I mean, I'm at the whims of fate here.
You're screwing them over, Mike.
I would like to say that in justification for Lolliput potentially keeping its disguise up, the feat gives me disguise self at will, and I use it a lot.
So it would wear off, but given that you woke from a dream, and you do always cast it, we can say that you will awaken quick enough to recast
Put my face on.
and explore, yes,
Yep.
before the other dwarves.
I expect if it does wear off, then I would know it wears off, and I probably would have slept with the blanket over my head.
Great. Excellent.
This may be weird, but this is the only way I can get to sleep.
They're probably like,
Alright.
folks.
So we'll leave
your
Lolliput
legs
there for the moment and return to the rest of the group, who've had a lovely night's rest in Araden's workshop. They awake. Well, when they arrive back, Ismi and Eleni were there, and we awaken to find that they are no longer with the group.
Who is the group currently at Araden's
It
workshop?
is Isabel, Isaiah, and Falstas.
Oh boy.
Moira had returned to the palace. So it's just you and Araden.
So I walk through the door because I've got my, my traveller shirt on. I haven't got all my stuff on. I've been out for my morning walk, and I of course come through the door with a small port glass, which is my breakfast wine. I see you're finally up.
As I'm like smelting some gun bullets at his, I've reignited his like little thing, and then like I'm smelling some like little bullets, and I like just cracking them out onto a plate, and you hear them, scatter before I start like just shaking them up, and yeah, for a little bit. That's just like trance. My apologies.
I'm sorry?
You're an elf.
I am.
You don't sleep. You trance.
I'm sorry?
Whatever floats your boat. I'm just like,
How are you, Isabel?
So, sorry, I heard that Isabel last session went...
Yes, that's very true. So, yes, I had forgotten. Isabel, as part of her pilgrimage for the Order of the Seven Sons, had visited the Temple of Moradin and done some quiet contemplation while everyone was off research. Knowing to return and meet in Aaron's workshop.
How fared your contemplations?
They went well.
Are you closer to the Seven Sons? Are you now the auspicious eighth son?
Not quite. No.
It doesn't work that way.
Really doesn't.
I stretch. Regale me with tales of how it does work then.
Some other time. But, anyways, did she, learn anything while she was off?
No, it was more sort of a self-introspection thing. These guys learned quite a bit of lore around an ancient city, which you can feel free to share or haven't shared before the long rest or during the long rest. And if you've listened to the recap or anything like that, excellent. You can assume some of that. Yes.
I've written a letter. Where's Alan doing?
Arabian. He's up. He's hanging around.
he's in the back.
Yeah.
Your other friends, the ones that commissioned originally, they left early before I woke up.
Right, yes.
Yeah, they tend to go off, don't they?
Interesting paths, those ones. Weaving in and out, but
Problem about the spells.
I've written... Well,
Lenny did seem kind of keen on that, so you're probably not incorrect.
but I figured with the fact that she was so engrossed by shorter folk that perhaps she would have found entertainment here in Mordun. Maybe it's not like that here?
Well, no, she was talking about a sex club that was in Mordun, like Dwarf one.
When Lolliput eventually comes back, I'll have to tell him there's a franchise opportunity here, perhaps, for that. But I must
Well, I did try and track him, but he seemed pretty adamant to not want anything to do with me. But, I mean, that's me personally. He doesn't know me. Maybe we need to go find him. Maybe you've got to be the olive branch.
I suspect that he just needs time.
You know
I
better
didn't
than I do.
expect such a strong reaction
He's
from him.
currently off, but some worse.
I do appreciate you being out as long as you were, trying to find him. But I must speak with
He's
the
a
dwarf.
slippery little bugger.
Arden!
Hi, what is it?
I need to post a letter.
Okay.
Very secure letter. I've been thinking over my breakfast
Well,
wine.
you know the princess. Maybe she can do something.
Well, I also know the
Korea.
prince,
Yeah.
yourself.
So,
Yeah, well,
I'm exiled. I'm shamed.
yes.
Disowned.
Well, in many ways, that may make you more knowledgeable, perhaps, in needing to get a secret and secure communication to the enclave of Eldith in Aralar. This thing is much bigger than us. We need to start rallying allies, and I've scribed a letter.
Well, you could take it to the temple here and they can send a message for you, I suppose. Otherwise, it can take weeks to get to Hero City for me.
Yes, you can see why there's a need for secrecy, but also speed, which perhaps a regular transmission may not quite suit. But I suppose I could speak with those here, but the need for secrecy. I trust you, Harrington. I trust Moira. We do not know how far this cult of madness has spread.
I don't have the resources here. The princess would. They don't send messages to the Hero City, so I have no one there. I have no one to send it to. I have no way of sending it myself. I hate things for a living. People, metal,
Innocent people have yet to be judged.
walls. Mostly people. Mostly metal.
I smirk as
Sometimes.
he lets the reference to the Templar murder go unchallenged. All right, well, perhaps we'll have to find a way to get it there.
Do you want to just tell Arctic to come get the letter? He seems like he's got connections. He can probably get it up the line pretty quickly. Now, I know what you're going to say. Yeah, I wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw him.
That was going to be my question.
He always pays, and he knows my situation with the Empire, but she has managed to keep secret.
And there's perhaps many irons in the fire. Perhaps the messaging could be more cryptic in the communication that I send via him, but perhaps another channel. Hear me out. We now know that we have one seal, the clockwork amulet here. Clockwork moon. We know the location.
No, it's with,
It's
I
our,
think Lenny's still got it.
Lenny has it.
Yep.
Why doesn't Lenny have it? How is it?
Well, we took it off. We took it off bag of holding, and she put it in a bag of holding, and then she.
That's not good. It's
Well, they're your friends, right? They're gonna come back. They're the ones who corrupt. Why? Should we not have trusted them? Because they seem pretty trustful.
No, it's one thing to have a seal here, and it's another to have it not.
Like, it's not here, but it's wherever they went. Probably the
Do we know where they went?
no.
You can see why that troubles me.
Yeah, well, Sorry. we'll find them.
It's okay. Calm down.
I can find them if you want.
Well, let me restart.
Where did you take them, Meriden?
Well, we went down to the lower levels to check some things out. They came back here. There was nothing of interest really.
They didn't say anything at all.
Oh dear, I'm gonna have to write my letter again.
I mean, Izmir seems to be a person who keeps things very close to the chest, so... I mean, they may have found something down there that we didn't, that they haven't told Harridan. But they told me what was going on.
With it in our possession, we might have been able to destroy it. With it not in our possession, there is nothing that we can do. So putting that matter to one side, we know the location of the second, City of Creation, Athal Fahim. Did I get that right, Dungeon Master? Can I have inspiration?
Yeah!
Yeah! See, Andy? That's how it's done.
Nah, it doesn't work like that.
Mostly because when I was typing some stuff up today, I kept spelling it wrong. So, and I made it up.
Like somebody's name.
I missed her in this city. This is the one in the Underdark.
No. It's. We were talking about this last night. It's in the Corlean Desert, far south of Aralar.
But that's the third. That's the other seal.
Well, no, that's the second. That's the Eye of Mystra, and we believe that the third, the crystalline wave, forged by Titus, it was also created there. Its exact location, though, unknown. But perhaps City of Creation, the most likely place, like the Eye of Mystra. Dungeon Master, do we need to retcon any of that? Eye of Mystra, we believe, was created in the City of Creation, and that we believe it's in a temple.
Yeah.
But the temple is not in the City of Creation. The temple is now in the Underdark.
That's what the Forge Master said. The temple's in the Underdark, but your research indicated that the Temple of Mishra was originally in the City of Creation.
Was originally.
It's only,
Perhaps the cultists have got more information. We just search their things and their documents.
I mean, not really. We can go back there.
Perhaps that would be a good idea.
Well, we did blow up a lot of them.
Yeah, but there was a lot of equipment there that we didn't really touch.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt. There's a big difference between going, a continent's travel.
That's my
The Corlean
that's
Desert.
my point. If you're saying it's now out in the desert, and we go out there and the temple's being moved and it was here the whole time, then we've just wasted your time. We're on a timeline, right?
Yes.
We've got to be real careful with knowing where we're going. So I think we go double check Hammer and Tongs this morning and just see if there's any extra leads we can pull up from any of the stuff that they had on hand. Because he seemed pretty adamant it was in the Underdark. If they had some sort of maps or something that maybe we can find, probably point us in the right direction.
I mean, a lot could have happened in, 1,500 years, I suppose. Maybe it has moved, but also the word of someone part of a cult of madness, to take them seriously, but perhaps they did have a bead on it that we missed.
I mean, they were here for that. He was here for that. It just so happened that he got the winds that the Clockwork Moon was also here in the city.
Yes, okay. Well, I can revise my letter, send it 2 ways. I'll dispatch something with Arctic to the High Priest of Eldith in Aralar, and perhaps seek out somebody here in Mordoon who may be able to help through fast, but maybe more official channels. Just check my thinking on this, Isabel and Isaiah. I think at the very least, whilst we can't know who's in league with Alindra, we must at least throw open the idea of support by sharing what we know with a far larger audience than us. Perhaps they know, perhaps they don't. It's hard to say, but we have Urgareth and a cult of madness seeking the seals. We know there are 3 seals. We might not be able to tell them exactly where they are and things, and it may not even be a good thing to do so. But the fact that all of this is converging around an alignment event in some 50-odd days, I feel that we must let them know. We should even let the Aralaran throne know. Would that Lilith was here, so that she might be able to perhaps pull some strings, double princess and all. But the seals Urgarath, the rising of Lolth, and
That's all important. Just who you tell in the Empire is probably just as important as telling the Empire.
I kind of feel that we must be all in this together. I know that's an optimistic point of view. And I know
Very much so. Because there's a lot of people in that court of that city of their own agenda. They don't care whose lives they have to destroy to get it.
Yes. There's nothing else they know that some of us are resistance, and we know what's happening. We can't. We cannot prevent the alignment from occurring.
Damn right about that.
We can assist in thwarting the chaos that's rising around it. However, we cannot do that alone. I think we must do our best to be discerning, but we must raise the alarm. We need greater forces. I believe Urgarath is the first priority, but we now only have not even a single. We know who's in possession of it, at least for now. Right. Well, the matter of the location of the Eye of Mystra. Okay.
I reckon we pull that thread. You figure out who you want to tell, but have a good long hard think about it. I think for your respected religions, I have never seen anything in my 55 years of life that would tell me that it's a problem to tell more of the deities that you venerate are a lot more reliable than the bloodthirsty or more zealous ones you see the Empire with the triumvirate.
Yes. Yes. So perhaps the head of the orders of Tempest, Eldith, and Moradin.
At the very least.
And then perhaps they will have the wisdom to tell, for example, the Emperor or his court. That may be just beyond us, perhaps. Isabel, the Order of the Seven. Would they be our allies in this fight?
It's hard to say for that one.
Are they more impartial?
Don't do that.
Given what's at stake, their job is to sort of look after the general population. That is their main goal, from sort of government corruption and things like that. So they would likely mobilise, given the size of the threat.
Well,
This could make you in that order.
Certainly, the archives within the monastery of Light might have more information as well.
not a bad idea to pass the information to them.
So for now, I think on a revision and ponder and Dungeon Master, I might do some kind of check on who might be the right people to send it to. Perhaps if there's anyone, I'm just trying to search my mind for people I know, people I've met. I think the idea of the Order of the Seven Sons, the head there, via Isabel Winterfloor, Arctic, and the heads of the Triumvirate.
Yep.
And in particular, a very specific communication to the head of the Order of Eldith.
So,
They seem like reasonable ideas to Falstas.
Do you want to stay here and have a think about this, write it out, do what you need to, have us go off and have a quick look at Hammer and Tongs?
I think better while I walk. I'll come with you.
You sure?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's part of the way to getting down to the center of the city, and I'll need to speak to someone at the local Order of Eldith, and perhaps I can go see Moira and see if she might be able to assist. I mean,
Sounds good.
maybe the dwarves, maybe help is closer at hand.
With the new bullets, I'll reload the little, what do you call it?
Bandolier.
Bandolier thingy, yeah. That's the thing. Strap that on and we will go to Hammer and Tongs.
So you guys make your way through the city of the Hammer and Tongs. There are two. You see some dwarves hanging around, watching from across the street, but no one's directly guarding, as if they're trying to see who goes in and out.
They guard or just general doors?
They're in general guard, but you citizens,
Citizens, not guards.
but you recognise them as watching pretty closely, so they're probably just disguised guards.
How many donuts are they eating?
So, as you head into the Hammer and Tongs, you do see a figure sort of wandering about, startled and a little bit disheveled. What do they see?
So, effectively making lap between one of the tables, staring at the barrels off in the distance, and then wandering back to the very surprisingly quiet bar now, and staring into the bottom of a flagon which seems surprisingly empty, or at least they seem to think so, is a drow, or at least potentially, maybe a half drow, not entirely sure.
Lolliput, you're back.
So racist.
Look, we're not bringing this into it. They've got sort of the signature sort of dusky grey tone skin, but it's not quite as distinct as you might expect. And they definitely don't have the standard build of an elf. So not quite so much the lithe and willowy figure, so much as a slightly more stocky, work hardened sort of build. So they've got kind of shorter length, short hair, probably originally tied back, now kind of falling forwards across their faces. They pace back and forwards, back to the flagon, muttering something under their breath. Not dressed in anything particularly notable. They've got sort of a short, dark half cloak on, and underneath it you can see fairly simple workers' clothes. So, standard linen shirt that's sort of, a little disheveled, definitely not tucked in anymore. The laces have kind of half come undone, and, darker pants with sort of the workman's sort of reinforced stitching around, the knees and things like that. Most notably, however, from what you can see in the back of the dimly lit room, where they've got the arms pushed up as if they were basically in the middle of working, what looks to be intricate but chaotic tattoos run basically everywhere you can see from the neck down. They continue sort of pacing and muttering and occasionally stumbling.
Is the tavern empty?
It's
Yeah.
It's unusual because you recognise there were probably people keeping watch outside. Now there's this particular individual managed to be inside the bar on their own, given what happened, and the fact that it's being watched. So.
I feel like Isabel and I would sort of take a step back and let Isaiah do his thing.
Yeah, I'll step forward, but then look at you, one of you, or both of you, and just be like, let's go and double check what those eyes out on the street are keeping an eye on, if they're reacting to the fact that we came in here.
You'd like me to go wait outside? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just want you to check and come straight back.
Alright, I'll do that.
Do you reckon that one's alright?
I do not think so. Male, female?
Feminine, as far as you can tell.
Yeah. Okay. I'll sort of walk up. I'm not entirely sure she is. So hand on the holster of the gun. Just walks forward and I go, you You a bit lost there, Missy.
Whirling around, you kind of get a startled half squeak. As you can tell, she absolutely was not paying attention to what's going on. And then, bleary-eyed, you are not the problem.
Not potentially. I can be, but it depends on who's asking. You don't look like a problem. You look like you're lost.
Yes.
You know where you are?
I know where I am. The problem is how I got here.
Expand.
Well, you know what? And she wanders over to the mug, looks in it, swears softly under her breath, kind of tosses it back over the counter. No service in here. No service whatsoever.
No, that's, that's because of us. And, yeah, you can explain.
There was a bit of a bust downstairs. This place is essentially empty right now. No work.
Long story short, it was a front for some unsavory individuals who have been eliminated, and now the whole place is vamoosed.
Oh. That's... You're not a problem.
No.
We're solutions.
No.
What she said.
And
You have a problem, we can be your solution.
without warning, she kind of runs up and throws a slightly disorienting, bear hug.
I do take my hand off the gun, kind of just getting it, and I'm just like, oh! Okay.
There's definitely some ale on the breath. She's been here a while.
Probably drunk everything.
I kind of just start to push you off.
Oh, yes.
Did you drink a few things around here?
I had problems.
What kind?
And this helps, okay?
That's actually true.
It helps a lot more than anything else I've tried lately. Well...
What is your name, miss?
Kithris. Yes, that's right, I think. Yes.
Kithris.
Kithris.
Official. Well, I'm Isaiah. This is Isabella. Our companion who's just ducked outside for a moment is Falstas.
Falstas. Okay. She kind of taps her, around where you can only assume the pockets are. No, need to pick up a quill. Falstas. You don't happen to have a quill on you, do you? Pen? Writing?
Actually, do I have to scroll back? So, yeah, I go in and pull the Max Scroll kit out and pick up the quill. No, I just give you the quill just by itself.
Perfect, thank you. Ink?
Oh, there.
And so with an almost dismissive sort of, she kind of looks at her arm, picks out one of the very, very few spare spaces, and you can watch her sort of jot down your names in kind of very, very quick script. I'll fix that later.
I wander back in and I see you drawing on your arms. Do I notice Isaiah's weapons still on his hips? I was just wondering after that cuddle whether there might have been something taken.
That's a good idea.
Check that.
I'll have a look.
You sir have no trust!
The dwarves watching sort of gave you a look like they knew that you were allowed. They sort of raised an eyebrow to see what the issue might be. But they don't do it.
You should be able to roll with the
Investigation?
to see whether they're there.
It's a 13.
30. Did you try and swim?
No, not in the slightest.
Please be there.
Excellent, we don't have another will.
You got a genuine, thankful hug. Thank you very much. You little thing.
Yeah, he's...
Blame him.
I just wanted to know whether I saw anything when I came back, that's all. I could just see there's some friendly banter going on.
When she was riding on her arm, Could Isabel notice like any, like read anything on the arm, or is it just in like something that
If you make a perception check, are there any particular tattoos that might stand out in that sort of action? We'll see what set it is
Yeah.
first.
30-20.
Solid. So her arm kind of reads like an incredibly disjointed shopping list almost.
Eggs, milk.
Yeah, there's basically notes, some with dates, some not.
Memory problems.
It looks like some of them are inked in and almost completely rubbed away. Some of them are very, very obviously tattooed in and faded. So there's everything from names across the very center. You notice, so Kithris Vincentia, kind of written in very, very clear lettering.
When she was telling us her name, did she look at that?
Not this time.
This time.
This time.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's all you can see from the sleeve at the moment. Looking at the rest of her, there's only a couple that you can kind of see underneath the shirt and everything. The most obvious one is, so just starting below her throat, there's a set of 4 wings that sort of wrap around her collarbones, with a single trident kind of running up the center of her neck. That's the most you can make out without effectively trying to grab her arm and read her like a shopping list.
So I see you've met our new friend?
Yeah, this is Kit.
Falstas.
Faustus still the Fae of the...
Don't
Please
write the
develop
whole,
it.
no, just false.
I don't have room for that right now.
That's fine. And taking in Kit's appearance, do I notice any emblems, any tattoos of gods? Or I'm trying to take sort of a religious read of this figure that I'm seeing in front of me.
We discovered together. So, not that you can see, she does have a number of sort of leather cords hanging from around her neck, but nothing that's outwardly showing. In terms of like iconography, there's a few sort of like odd sort of symbols and inscriptions, but you're not quite sure. Like none of it would jump out to you as being obviously sort of linked to any particular religion. And the only other thing you'd likely notice is sort of looping from kind of near her shoulder, down her arm, sort of under the sleeve, and kind of connected to a belt at the moment, is what looks to be like a solid dwarven iron lamp. That's so all the little glass panes have basically been replaced by beaten sheets of copper that kind of hangs off her belt.
Okay, all of them? Or is it like one that's open?
No, all of them.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. I'm just taking an appraising look. So, what brings you here, Kit?
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
Well, when do you ask?
I asked an hour ago.
Try again.
4 hours ago.
4 hours ago. Try.
Before we arrived.
I can give you 6 months ago.
Fantastic. I'll take it.
6 months ago, I tried to find out what was going on here.
As in here or here?
Here.
The hammer and tongs.
Here, yes.
Right, yes. Okay.
You see, so Moira and I,
Oh, you know Moira.
I love Moira. Moira's the best.
Bias.
Moira and I, we thought something was weird about this place.
Yes.
And then I came here.
Right.
And then 6 months.
Did you drink here?
Did you have what did Lolliput drink?
How special.
I mean,
It's the house special.
trust me, I've drunk here. She kind of points to us like a pile of flagons off in the corner.
She's one of Moira's missing informants. You worked with her. You were investigating it, part of the city's guardianship.
Moira and I go way back.
Oh, further than that.
Moira's, and you kind of notice she's like, I probably shouldn't continue down that line. That's probably not something I should say. I like Moira. Moira's good. Yeah.
She seems practical. I like her as well.
Yes. Okay, six months, and you've had the house special clearly, and
She's had something a lot stronger than that special.
does the name Alindra mean anything to you?
She looks you in the eyes for a second, and you notice a slight flare of panic before she kind of shutters her features down again.
I noticed the panic. I'm like, I'm not one of that order. Simply want to know whether you've been in touch with her cult of madness, perhaps. Have you seen the spirals?
You said that you were the ones who shut this place down.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we threw a bunch of grenades in and blew all the cultists up.
Some might say we're special forces, and I like just get my vestments a bit of a flourish.
You're definitely special.
You're all so special. Okay.
That's like freed her from. We were under the mind control. Do you remember anything?
I don't remember anything.
Well,
Where do you think I'm drinking?
yeah, we'll unpack that later. We're going back down there. You can see the dead cultists for yourself. Give you maybe a little bit of comfort. But we need to investigate this place. Understand what they were doing here, really.
And don't drink the special. If you must drink, and I pull out my little flask here. This is some ale, and I've got some water.
The water doesn't fix anything.
First ale,
Fine.
then water.
I give it my.
Gladly.
Water's
Just.
the chaser.
Yeah.
But I must have you promised, Kit. Do not touch the house special. Yes.
Never again. You have my word. I know that doesn't mean much right now. It's but
We'll keep an eye on you.
I'm just like, keep an eye on her. And I'll push past and I'll go down to the forge area.
Isabel will stick next to Kit.
The forge area.
Are you coming with us, Kit?
yeah, she'll. Kit will kind of curiously meander down, kind of peeking over shoulders and trying to take stock of what's happening.
Alright, so Falstas heading down as well? Or
Yeah, I'll take it to the rear.
So we head down to that forge area where the cultists were. And you can see the remnants of the damage from Isaiah's grenades. You can see the construction that the Forge Master was working on has been destroyed. But there's also still this strange sort of pedestal with strange glowing liquid in the top of it. It's no longer glowing. That the Aliana was looking in and seemed quite distracted by when you first arrived and you began speaking. So like she ignored you for the majority of the encounter.
Oh, I should remind us that I still have the crown, right?
Oh no.
Just have the crown.
Wrapped up.
Good.
Yes.
Maybe some little spoke to the crown and then pushing Just into your skin, just
Just throwing a tiny little bit of madness blood. Did we notice that the bodies have been cleaned up?
The bodies have been cleaned up. They are gone. Likely by Moira's operatives and the support of the city guard along those lines.
I look around the room and just wonder out loud. I wonder if there are dwarf detectives and whether they turn this place upside down.
I think we should give it our own little peeking through anyway.
Yes,
Might have missed something.
quite right.
So I was having a look around. We make the investigation checks.
Anybody wish to assist me? Who has the highest investigation?
I'm adequate.
1. What do you got?
Investigation 1.
Okay, well,
I would help,
Well,
but
you assist
I
me.
don't think I'm in
You
any
roll-
state.
you roll by yourself.
You'll give us disadvantage.
Yeah, I will poke and kind of generally. No.
I got 11.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Alright, looking around, you can see that the cauldron type pedestal seems to be inert. The liquid is still contained within. It doesn't look like the people who came through to clean up done anything with that. But you do, looking around the room, find that there's a lot of iconography for Elindra located. And you do find hidden within the brickwork at the rear of the room, some little mechanisms and a hidden door slides open.
Like rummaging around, and it's like, You just see my hand sort of like slide behind a brick, and then something, and it like opens up, like secret tunnel.
Lovely.
I wonder how far it goes. Is it just pitch darkness? As we come up over
There
the
is sort of the lingering glow of some runes that are around the door to help be concealed. But they seem to have become inactive and they're slowly sort of fading away after the triggers are open.
We're pretty confident we haven't found any documentation or anything weird like that in that. Well, they definitely missed this. I wonder if there's maybe more to this space. Maybe another workshop or something below that's hidden.
Might just be. Kit, does any of this surroundings ring a bell to you?
I mean, potentially.
You have flashes of comings and goings through that door, darkness, and then like a strange glow. You feel as though you have been in and out through those tunnels before.
I know they lead somewhere. I can't recall where.
Somewhere is promising.
They're out of here, definitely. Oh, you really did it, didn't you?
Who did what?
You got rid of them.
Yes, I mean, they put up a fight.
They sure did.
Basket fight.
I've been down for a bit, but we got them in the end.
And she gestures at the scorch marks on, the pillars and the walls. It's
There's shrapnel and
you did a good job, didn't you?
open up the cloak, pull out the gun, and I'm just like, who's got a torch? We're going in.
I pick up a stone and I cast light on it,
Light.
and I toss it in the doorway
Yep.
just to see how far it sort of goes, whether it's far with the
It
stairs.
is after the initial sort of threshold, it is a fairly steep decline, and as that light enters the tunnel, you can see that the light is sort of absorbed by some faintly glowing fungi that clings to the cavern wall, sort of reflects off it.
Yeah.
You can see quite well with that reflected light, and it is a well-carved, immaculately carved passageway through the bedrock that slopes steeply down. And you cannot see it in.
Interesting.
Into the darkness we go, friends. The only way to get answers is to go through.
I need to send a message.
I'll wait here.
The Lolliput.
I wanna know when love is. No. Baby, come come back.
We can hold here. Have a spell. You go do what you need to.
Yes. So what I'll do, Dungeon Master, if and you decide how we want to play this out, but it is imperative that I get a message off to those several people.
Yep.
That I indicated. So one being Arctic, which I was hoping that Isaiah might have a means of connecting with.
I have a sending stone.
And so perhaps a message goes with
Oh,
you.
piece of shit.
He could like magically do some wizard thing to get the message. Isabel, Order of the Seven Sons, something signed by you, so on behalf of me. It has to be from you, in my opinion.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So, so I'm just coordinating the communications that I'm going to send, so Dungeon Master knows what I'm intending to do in this brief period of time here. So one of them is the message I'm sending needs to go to the Order of the Seven Sons, and it should be signed by you if you are willing.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Just following you.
And you might share with me who the best person is. Just say yes or no. Doesn't matter who specifically.
Yes.
We can do that.
Yes.
And then it's Eldith, Moradin, and Tempest. And on a whim, Weller.
Very well.
So there's several communications. And I left off Moira. So depending on how suspicious or trustworthy they are, the information may not be super detailed, but enough that the broad strokes, that there are dark machinations,
Yep.
the big strokes we've talked about, light on the details of where the seals are, but etc.
Certainly do that. We might coincide that with our own little break to sort of have a quick drink and reset and figure out
How special!
what we're going to do next.
All of us!
So we will take a 10-minute break and we'll be back very shortly. So stick around. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Doing the Wiggles thing. Hey, kids.
Everyone else in community.
So, as a part of our short break while Falstas went and sent a whole bunch of letters and messages and things like that around the place,
Otherwise known as taking care of all of existence, but that's okay.
there was also the echoing sounds of heavy drums echoing throughout the city of Mordun. As dwarves began to scurry here and there and all over the place in quite the hurry. So is it only Falstas that's going out to send the letters, and everyone else still in the Hammer and
I
Tongs?
think so.
Can you notice this, Falstas?
When I've met with Moira, can I have asked her what the drums are about?
Indeed. So Moira informs you that. I'm just going to have a moment.
Oh,
that
this is emotional.
Yes. Is it emotional?
that war has been declared and the banners have been called, and
Oh,
the
lovely.
Dwarven legions are to march south immediately.
On Aralar?
No, they have been ordered by the Imperium to march west.
Oh, to
Open war with
the Silver Veil. Oh, shit.
And she goes so far as to suggest that perhaps Izmir, given that he is from a noble family within the Imperium, probably received a bit of a heads up and was recalled home. To answer that call.
So I will leave the thought with Moira to potentially attempt. I mean, because to me, legions of dwarves heading towards the Silver Vale, where the Heart Tree is, seems like a win to Falstas. Their reasons for going are immoral and incorrect. Because there's a bigger thing at stake here. But I want to influence Moira to basically try to influence whoever is the right person to focus their intent ultimately on the approaching resurrection of Wolf and the Lothenway cult, I guess. And I'm happy to. That's the high level thing, and I.
Yep. So she was part of some of that research and is aware of those sort of repercussions.
Yeah,
as
she
well. So she
know what she's talking about.
assures you that she is doing her best, but those in charge are not receptive to many of her pleas and suggestions.
Cool.
But at least there will be heavy forces in the general vicinity where you all believe that things will get nasty very quickly.
Yes.
In approximately 51 days now. After our long rest.
Yeah.
Q24 timer.
51.
Dawn of the new day.
Dwarves heading that way. Okay. Is there? Do I get any insight or have any thoughts? So, how much the banners were called? How defended is Mordoon now with their armies on the march?
With armies assembling, it is likely that only the city guard would be left behind and that all the legions of the city would march.
Right.
Which, given what you've seen of the city, would be several thousand troops.
Yeah. And it's just a few cells of the cult of madness in here and no one to police them, but that's fine. I suppose they're operating secret anyway. We don't know where Urgarath is actually going, where his prison is. We know the 3 seals are involved. Right. Okay.
Well, you've learnt that he is in the Celestial Bastion.
Yeah.
But you don't know where that is. No.
Right. So he's sealed with those 3 seals.
Yep.
In the Celestial Bastion, but only he is sealed with those. Or is the whole Celestial Bastion sealed with those 3 things?
You don't know.
Note well, the Dungeon Master smirk.
Your investigations led you
Time
to
code.
the seals of Urgarath, but you don't know what else the Celestial Bastion might entail. So.
Yes. So probably as I'm contemplating all of these things, a firm reminder that we don't know a lot about the Celestial Bastion. So it could be even worse. So in that time, I will just return if my communications have been sent, and I'm not required to do anything else. I will return to the Hammer and Tongs.
So you're headed back to the Hammer and Tongs after sending those letters and Lolliputs.
So I'm just going to think a little bit about the Seals of Urgarath, because I wasn't there for that conversation, but I'm pondering this stuff as well. So the Seals of Urgarath unlock Urgarath, who will then break out Lolth and some of the other dark gods.
That's the general gist of what's happening.
So Urgarath is in the Celestial Bastion, and the dark gods are in the not Celestial Bastion.
Many
so
of them.
we haven't quantified that
I haven't
information.
quantified that situation.
Okay. I think about that as I put my face on. So I get old Gordon Gerdery and Astrid Gerdy, and I, Gregory Gilgon, head out.
You?
The Gilmore Girls.
The G Squad. So we're heading to the Temple of Mystra via the Underdark, facing dangers unknown, making a name for ourselves. But as they go ahead, I am focusing on this connection to Elindra. You said.
Yes.
You said, or Lolliput has a feeling like he has surrendered something to Elindra. And I now have some sort of connection to her network.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly get the heat speaker reset.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
There's
That's
no
fine.
sound
That's
coming
fine.
through. I couldn't figure out. There we go. Yes. So, you feel as though there's sort of a permanent visitor within your mind, and it's a large network.
We have a little friend.
Communication of some sort.
Lots of friends. Communications of some sort.
Yes.
I reach out a feeler and see if I can feel old Gordon and Astrid as they're walking in front of me.
Just make a wisdom check for me.
A wisdom check, a little bit of a probe.
Is it mentally or physically?
Oh, I mean, if I wanted to physically touch them,
Just-
believe me.
I didn't feel like it was quantified, so I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, Dungeon Master, can I pat them on the back? Will that take a wisdom check?
Okay.
No, I'm reaching out, I'm tapping in a network, I'm seeing what influence I can
Yeah.
put on them. So it's just a straight wisdom check?
Yeah.
That's a 17, a 16 plus 1.
17. So as you reach out, you feel like there's this river of whisper, and you try and latch onto the strands. But they're elusive, and you can't particularly identify any individuals or those around you. Some of the strands do seem to be transmitting, I suppose, and whispering louder than others. And you can sort of reach in and you can pull some of the thoughts that are reflected in that consciousness. And most of them are to do with communication towards individuals from what you assume is that sort of figure and tower you saw within your vision. And it's the promise of uncovering secrets and the unraveling of reality as the realms and sort of moving through different realms and offering promises of power. You can't really see anything going the other way.
So I'm kind of like picking up a radio station.
Yes.
Radio station.
And it's like it's sort of cycling through all the different channels very, very quickly.
Radio
Every now and
madness.
then one comes through clearly and you get a bit of a read on what's going on, but it goes just as quickly.
Like a dark shopping network.
Like a very, very
You've connected to the
disjointed
dark
spirit
web.
box.
Ooh, oh no. And can you remind me again, was there some relationship between Elindra and Mystra? Did we cover that? in
Only
the episode?
that they appear to... that Elindra seems to be seeking the Eye of Mystra.
Right.
And the visions that you received from that concoction were around the celestial eye, which was the symbol of the Eye of Mystra.
Mhm.
That's sort of the only connection you can see.
I conflated the two last game when I was trying to get in your mind. So I didn't realize they were separate things at the time. So but in actual fact, yeah, Eye of Mystra is its own thing. Elindra, as a god, has her own cult, separate thing.
What's that?
Gordon, Astrid. It feels great to be on an adventure with you heading to the Underdark, to Elindra's bosom.
Hopefully we can find something.
Aye.
I don't know where I'm going down there.
Oh,
Do you know where we're going?
don't you worry, Astrid. Astrid, that's I
You
said.
don't look that
I
like.
know. I know. You've got a.
He's got black hair. I've got black hair. Got blue eyes. I got blue. Oh, wait a second.
I mean, you're distinguished and you are handsome.
I am handsome, aren't I? I always said I was a better looking one.
I had a dream last night. Come close, brothers. I had a dream last night of Alindra herself. She spoke to me of great promise and great power for the three of us. We are free. We were not caught by this collection of riffraff. We are her chosen. Astrid, I grab his shoulder. Gordon.
Let's run.
Is that the madness that's seeping in?
Yeah.
I'm hearing something.
Sorry.
Put your faith in me, for I am the chosen of Alindra, just as you are.
Performance check.
I will do that happily.
The cult leadership has been killed off, and they are seeking some sort of guidance on what to do next. So go ahead.
So what you're saying, I should be rolling with double advantage. How would a nat 20 suit you?
Tentacles appear out of the The Underdark Kraken has arrived.
Yes.
No, what? She spoke to you. What did she say? What are we supposed to do now?
I just told you. She's promised us power. She told us we were our
What do
chosen.
we have to do?
Follow me. Put your trust in... Gordon?
Yeah.
Or is it Astrid still? Alright. Step 1. Temple of Mistra.
What's the temple? Where is that?
Gordon, the Underdark. We spoke of Gordon.
Do you know how big the Underdark is?
I turn to Astrid. Astrid, you look like you've got the right stuff to be my right-hand dwarf.
Ah, I told ya.
You've got leadership stuff, and I look over at Gordon, and I look back at Astrid. I feel like you're ready for promotion. How does deputy in charge of regional support sound?
Ah, yeah, that sounds good.
I turn to
How much
Gordon.
does it pay?
Oh, this position is priceless. Grand.
A fur
Now.
handshake.
Right, so, a temple in the Underdark. I've never seen a temple in the Underdark.
Well, we have a lead. We head for the mithril mine, the mithril vein,
Yeah.
and then we bada get to the temple.
Okay. Alright.
End quote. Bada bada bada.
Get to the temple.
Lead the way.
A leader leads in the back garden. Don't make me tell you twice.
Well, I mean, you can get
Arden,
mithril-
I mean-
mithril mine easily enough.
And Enstrin, discipline your brother.
Backs in the back of the head.
Good work.
Hey! Look, we'll get to the mithril mine and then we don't know where we're going, so you'll have to take us there.
Yes, from the back.
Whatever you say, whatever you say. Alright, come on then.
Come on.
And they lead you through the mines of Morden, and you can see that it is a very complex and large mining operation. There appear to be hundreds of mine shaft openings that go down hundreds and hundreds of feet into the depths of the Underdark. And you eventually come to after that, you come to a wooden lift with a pulley system. And you go straight down another several hundred feet. It finally comes to a halt, and you can see that there are a handful of dwarves. There are about 10 or 15 down there, and they are sort of a half-closed mine shaft, and you can see the gleam of mithril, a big vein of mithril, that they're all working on it. They're trying to clear around it, and there's a lot of work going on. There are support beams being put up.
Ooh,
They're very heavily at work.
I love the smell of mithril in the morning. Ah, good work there, lads. Bolster that support.
There are a number of sort of side shafts that they've dug to try and get around and enclose to see how big the vein is.
We're gonna proceeding through, and I keep shouting out things like, "A clean workspace is a good workspace."
Most of the dwarves pay no attention. Every now and then they go, ah.
Keep those tools sharp.
enough.
Sharpen up.
Keep on walking.
Aye.
And eventually, you get to the sort of the end of one of those side tunnels, and you sort of explore your way through. And you do manage to dig your way into some of the Underdark tunnels, but far, far below the city of Mordor.
You smell that, Astrid?
I smell mold.
Breathe it in. It's the Underdark. Ah, we're close. Garden, you scout ahead.
All right.
And we proceed to the temple. Bada bada bada.
All right. Back to the other group.
Sorry, you have to say bada 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 every time.
Back to the other group. As the Falstas has returned from sending his letters to such important people as the princess. I forgot the name of the high priest. I couldn't find my notes. Lawkeeper Canalia of the Order of the Seven Sons. The high priest of Elders. He sent one to Arctic, sent one to Mistra, and the high priest of the three gods of the Triumvirate to be delivered. And he comes back and informs you, I'm sure, of the movement of Imperial troops.
There's some drums outside. Problems?
Yes.
Not those types of problems. Different problems.
Yes. The Emperor has declared war on the Silver Vale and the Dwarves march. It's a tough times.
He's been at war with them for quite some time. Open war, you mean?
Yes. I mean, unless, thousands of dwarfs moving in formation, it's going to go quieter than I might think. Yes, I think it's quite open. Whether the Silver Vale or not knows it, I couldn't say, but...
Well, we're not to know that, but, it's been a long time coming. And it might not even be Emperor. There's a lot of his generals who have been itching to, pop that pimple.
Yes. Well, many dwarves will die, and many elves will die. This is not a good thing.
It's a waste of lives is what it is.
It is a waste.
I have a great story to tell you later when we make camp.
Well, I mean, this looks like a long tunnel. As I look at the, dark tunnel ahead where the hidden door in the forge room.
Just trust me, it's a sitting type of story. You don't want to be walking.
I look forward to that.
Anyway.
Shall we?
And I'll go in with the gun, just sort of checking corners and stuff.
So we should head in.
Can you do a roll?
Can I do a roll?
Piece of Hugh Stone, a perfectly straight tunnel.
Sorry, just before we continue on.
It is a 19.
So, how long would this have approximately taken?
I tried to be quick.
Probably an hour or so. Falstas is a bit of a dilly-dallyer and a bit of a talker.
Wait, to a trip to the post office? That's super quick.
You're not wrong, actually. And speaking to Moira.
Big conversations.
Like the German post office.
Just at this point in time, so Kit has kind of realised that something's happening that she probably needs at least a few wits left for. So has kind of left the wineskin that you passed her, still corked, and has been doing her best to find whatever clean drinking water is upstairs, if possible.
There's some access to some drinking water. Not perfectly clean, but it's
close enough.
You didn't use the stuff in the magical altar, did you?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, just checking.
We're going to investigate the magic altar while Falstas is off.
I feel like you guys have been kicking.
Not that that's a hint that you have to check out an altar, but
it's totally a hint. Find the magical treasure there.
It is a 10.
10. No, it looks as though it is.
This altar is made out of altar.
It is covered in sort of magical runes that are currently inert, and you can see that whatever that liquid in there has lost whatever potency or arcane properties that it might have had to fuel whatever the cultist was doing.
To die. Like,
You can tell that, based off that, you've got some experience around magic, having worked for arts and things like that. It appears to be some form of scrying element to it.
Interesting.
Does Kit look at all?
So Kit will prod around. There's not much. The ability to pay close attention to things may still be at least a little impaired.
Now, I can just check that, so that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. So, what would we like to do next? We're heading into the tunnel.
yeah.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
so.
So,
So on specifics about the tunnel, right? We don't know where it goes.
Nope.
We are searching for. So as we go, we want to, I guess, of course, follow it. But the core thing is that we're trying to find this temple. Yeah.
Temple, but I think our first lead is we might be able to find what more the cult had figured out already. Like, we're trying to, confirm our assumptions based on what he told us. And if it's not just this tunnel that leads somewhere, then there might be another room down here, or we might end up at the temple. Who knows?
Yeah, because I'd share with you guys that it's kind of weird that they're looking for the Eye of Mystra and they have a magical tunnel that leads us into the Eye of Mystra.
Yeah, well, it depends on where this goes. It might go to more of them, and we can either do what we need to or question them further for better information.
Ask them politely, yes, for information. Yes.
Yeah. I'm all out of grenades, so it'll have to be polite.
Yeah. My magical stone's still glowing as we walk down
Yep. So as you continue through that, that light does continue to reflect off that fungi clinging to the cavern walls, and the tunnel meanders slowly ever downward into the heart of the Underdark. There are glimpses of phosphorescent crystals embedded in the stone every now and then, and every so often the path narrows, forcing you to travel single file. So I will get a marching order as a sense of claustrophobia closes in on you. And I'll get Kit to make a perception check, and possibly, let me just check a couple of things. Anyone who can speak Celestial can make a perception check.
I can't remember.
Nope.
Negative.
I'll be up front, by the way, and I'm kind of have you just holding the light up over the top of me.
So that's 21.
21.
Isabel will be in the back.
No one else speaks. So not with them.
No.
You notice
Yeah,
every
it does.
so often that there are celestial glyphs etched into the wall. They're not runes or anything like that, they're not magical, but every so often you just sort of catch a glimpse of one in the light. They're celestial, but they appear to be a sort of bastardized and archaic form, or sort of corrupted form of celestial. But you recognize them as sort of tally marks as to following a path. And so you become aware that you should be looking out for these to follow whatever path the escape tunnel will take as it opens up into other caverns.
Okay. So as she notices this, at least initially, Kit will kind of slow down a second, kind of leaving us to fall a little behind as she kind of trails her hand along the wall, looking at the presumably engravings rather than ink markings or something
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
Just chisel directly into the stone.
Yeah. I think I know these. Yes, I do. I know these. Falstas.
I bring a light over. Yes, what are you looking at there?
She seems very pleased to remember your name, by the way.
Hold on. I noticed the reaction.
These markings. They're celestial, I think. they look like they're marking where the tunnel's meant to lead. As we go down, I think it opens up into further spaces.
Right. Well, I mean, that's as good a guess as we've got to go on. Do you feel like you perhaps remember something?
I think so.
Right.
It's less I don't remember. It seems right.
Right.
These markings, I trust them. I think.
We trust you, kid. So perhaps we can see how far they go. And Dungeon Master, Celestial, I imagine that script to be quite distinct, even if you can't read it. Given my 96 years of loadedness and stuff, would I at least be able to go, hey, what Kit's saying is true?
You can identify that it is as elements of celestial script, yes.
Yeah,
It's
okay, so that's all
sort of
resonating.
common enough engraving in temples and things. You recognise characters and the formation of some of the scriptures.
Yep. Yeah. Does that sound fine to you, Isabel?
No, I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
The magic stuff is a little bit outside my purview, so...
Well, I'll light the way, and perhaps you can guide Isaiah down the hallways, and we'll see where this takes us.
I'll do my best.
Don't worry, I got your back. I was like...
Just at my back.
I'm not pointing.
You may show us the way!
Show us the way or else.
Just the way I hold a handle like this is like this.
I appreciate you. Trust me. I know. I know I'm a mess right now. So, just give me a while, and I'll do my best.
We're all a mess inside, and I just put a reassuring hand on her shoulder. If you need to talk, you just let me know. Come on, you've got this.
So she'll, keep an eye out even further for more of these marks,
Yep.
and try and recall any other time that she's made this passage through.
Now that they've been called out, as I'm, following and lighting the stuff, I'll keep my eyes open as well for things. Whilst I might be able to interpret them, maybe there'll be a familiarity between them.
So as we move deeper into the tunnels, following these markings, you come to a junction. One path leads to an expansive cavern, the ceiling lost in darkness. The other continues the gradual descent. The cavern holds an otherworldly lake, its surface aglow with a reflection of distant phosphorescent crystals. A rickety bridge spans the expanse, what would I write that? Offering passage to the other side. And you can see,
I don't know, Luke.
just approaching that bridge that expands the expanse, a group of 3 dwarves moving in that direction.
Aye, look at this bridge spanning the
Has
expanse.
found their way down here as well.
Looks like we've got company up front.
Who would make a bridge like this?
Speaking of which, if it spans the expanse, can you please describe how an old rickety bridge manages to get across there? Is there like pillars underneath? Is it a chain bridge?
It is a rope bridge.
Rope
You
bridge?
can see that it has been repaired many times, and bits and pieces of it are hanging loosely, but it looks like it has been regularly updated so that you can at least cross. It doesn't look like an easy journey, but it looks like it has been repaired in some way.
And just
And there are foundations. There are some foundations that look like they're possibly in the distant past. There was something more permanent there that has been destroyed.
And just to be clear about this cavern we're in, there's an expanse. So something drops down. There's a lake at the bottom of that thing or something, right? And the bridge crosses this big hole with this beautiful lake.
So you guys have come in, and there's a path that continues slowly downwards that way.
Yep.
And then the path goes up and across to the bridge, and then you can see that there's a lake, underground lake, sort of underneath
So
the
you can
bridge.
go down to the
You
lake.
can go down and across the lake, or you can go up and across the lake on the bridge, or down and sort of back and underneath where you were, deeper into the underground.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And what side of the bridge are the dwarves on?
They are about to cross from the same side as the party.
So you guys are ahead of us as we're sort of converging, I guess.
Come from a slightly different direction.
Probably without a glowing light, I imagine, given your dark vision and stuff.
Definitely no glowing lights. Definitely no glowing lights.
So I probably didn't notice anybody because
They're just dwarves. Let's just go and talk to them and see what they're doing down here.
yes, fine.
And if they're Lindra supporters, then that's a different story.
You're on
Keep
top.
an eye out for any iconography, and if things need to get nasty, we'll get nasty.
Yes, well, I can always get their. I can always check for their intent if necessary.
Would I recognise them at all?
They do look familiar as you get closer. You recognise them both as brothers. Their names elude you, but they do look familiar to you. Yes, in your sort of haze of the last few months. You've definitely seen those faces. Not the third one, but certainly those.
Yeah.
So just give me 1 second to go check something.
Yep.
You guys contemplate what you're going to do?
Why is Luke starting his car?
I sort of holster my gun and then like look to the group and. What's your reaction?
So Kit will sort of lean over. I think I remember them. I don't. God, I seem so sharding useless at the moment.
You remember? You've recognised all of them.
They're people of like
Those two. I
Not
don't.
the third.
No, not the third. I don't know them personally. I don't think, but I know I've seen them.
we recognize them.
So we should be cautious.
Could be
Probably
friends,
difficult.
but could very much be trouble.
Yes.
At
Our roads
least
converge.
Yeah, readjust the bandolier a little bit so everything's ready to rock if needed, and then
Do we have a sense from Kit about the celestial markings and which way they're sort of tending us? Because if they tend toward the bridge, that's one thing. If they tend away, perhaps we avoid them.
Towards the bridges.
Where's the little markings going? Towards the bridge?
as much as I hate to say it, I think I might have a fear of heights, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I suppose.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
But no, up across the bridge and down that further passage, I think.
Alright, well, let's go deal with these dwarves first.
Right.
I come up from behind and just go, "Hey, old friends, how's it going?"
Oh, I guess when you've kind of come closer,
You're like, "Oh."
you probably come midway through a conversation where I'm teaching Astrid.
Alright, so here's my first lesson on delegation. Responsibility always rolls down here. So, see this bridge? This is the privilege of leadership. I tell you what I want to do, and then you get to delegate it to whoever you want, as long as they are equal or lower than you in the hierarchy.
And I'm number 2.
That's right, so you're number... Oh! Hello, friends. Hello there. What, 3 dwarves doing down this deep? Obviously not being too prideful, but... Oh, no, not at all. They found a seam of mithril just up above. Impressive. We're looking to see if we might find our own one, make purchase on it. Lay our own claim.
We seem to be heading in the same direction. I'm looking them over, giving them. Do I see any Lindra iconography?
Or weapons.
Weaponry wise, they have the basics. So you have a warhammer, and Gergen has a shield as well. But
I definitely want to ready in action.
Pickaxes because they're opportunity miners.
I'm ready in action.
And
I'm ready in action.
no overt iconography.
Already in action.
There's not really enough light to see their eyes.
This is the A for action.
Falstas is having a look. He does have dark vision.
I do.
So you do notice that they do have that sort of glazed over look that you've seen before.
Is that
What's your
This is an A for action, which I am reading. If I feel Falstas' probe coming anywhere near my mind, I am dropping a darkness on him immediately.
Okay.
So,
Action ready.
so do all three of them have the glazed look?
Did you
No, I performed my.
did you do any sort of disguise element that had the glazed look, or just pretended to drink?
No, I'm just a rough and tumble dwarf.
So,
So
two of them, but not the third.
Okay, so there's something different about the third one. Faustus could reason, but yeah, I give a knowing look to the group, kind of like a subtle wink, because I guess we're closer now.
Well, if we're all going the same way, I see no problem in it. My name's Gregory.
Nice to meet you.
Here.
Yeah.
Isabel.
Oh,
Faustus Delafay, priest of Eldith.
well met, well met. This is Gordon, and
Good.
I'm sorry about him. He's on a training plan at the moment.
I understand, but dwarven pronunciation, it's complex.
My second in charge, of course, trusty old Astrin. Hey, looking
It's like a good lieutenant. There you go.
yeah, straight as an arrow, straight as a dwarven pick he is.
All right. Well, do you want to go? Do you want us to go first? You guys going first? What's the deal here?
Oh,
maybe you lead. You're the dwarves. You know this area a little bit better than us.
Ah, yes, well, we're debating this at the moment. We're just simple miners, and this bridge looks a little bit dubious. You look like a rough and tumble folk. You come across this kind of obstacle often?
In my older days, yeah.
How would you circumvent this expansive bridge?
Generally, I would take it one at a time, reinforce any things that we think are not so great, or ignore it altogether and try and get across probably the lake down below, scale it. But it's Underdark. Haven't really operated too much in these parts.
Wise words, wise words.
How long does it look to traverse the bridge? Just at a guess. Are we talking
how
2
far
minutes,
is it?
10 minutes, an hour?
You can see that the end is about 70 feet, so it's about a 7 foot expanse. So it's not huge. No one else can see the end of the bridge.
Right.
Sorry, you can see the end of the bridge with the superior dark vision, yes.
Right.
That's 70 feet.
How long do we think this thing is? Mine is the shit down here. Mine is shit in general, apart from... Well, actually, no, they're pretty good.
I mean, I'm used to working in tunnels like these, and I estimated at about somewhere between 60 and 80. It's hard to tell. The wood's doing all kinds of mischief with my peepers.
Alright. Here's what we do. Who's the lightest amongst us?
Well, it's definitely not you, Gordon.
Lightest. Wait, did you say loudest or lightest?
I said lightest.
Lightest!
Wait.
Well, Kit made a point of saying you're quite stout, right?
Ashman's a fat bastard.
Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth when you're talking about your brother like that. What's the matter with you?
I'm like 6'8".
I'm 250 pounds. I'm like, but it's muscle.
What you're saying is you're a thick boy.
There's a reason.
I feel like we could.
He's like the shredded 55-year-old grandma.
I suspect Isabel's probably the lightest amongst us.
Yeah, she's just tall.
And definitely
Major.
lightest of foot.
Yeah.
So perhaps Isabel?
Yeah, you look pretty light.
I hand her my light stone.
Could I do a investigation check on the bridge just to see how deadly this is going to be for Isabel?
Yes, you can. Sure.
And while he's doing that, I'm pulling out my 50 feet of rope.
That's
and
a
looking to somebody, I'm like, I need 20 more feet.
I pull out my
It
pack.
looks like the most secure rope bridge in the entire country. There's no way
Wait, what did you roll?
that any of you could break this rope.
I'm
It
good.
is.
It's okay, I've
The
got
wooden planks are clearly handcrafted by a master dwarven lumber.
Who's got more rope? I'll tie this up.
I pull out the hempen rope that I have.
I'm doing that like look at the bridge. Ooh, that's
I'll
nice.
just
It's a
tie
good
the two
bridge.
pieces together. And then I'm going to tie it around your waist. Actually, I'm going to make it more like
Yeah.
like around the waist, and then up and over and around, and I kind of tie it off at the back with like a thing where I like with one of those little Windsor knot type things, and then like
Sounds like you're describing a noose.
yeah, pretty much. Except it's
Goes around your waist.
it's around your waist. Yes.
Very intentionally, not the back.
So if you do fall, you pretty much everything here is going to hold the impact, not neck you or break you or something like that.
Just take your time. Go as far as is safe, and
Check it as you go.
How would you like to proceed across the bridge?
Walking very carefully.
Very carefully.
Like every step, she kind of, a step or two, she kind of like prods the one in front of her with her foot to see if it.
Go ahead and you can make an acrobatics check to see how lightly and you can bang on it without sort of.
Is that good?
17.
17. There's a few iffy sections where if you're careful you'll be fine, but if you put your full weight down and sort of stomp down, something might break. But the bridge seems like it's usable and passable for most of the party. No one's sort of in full plate mail armor of any sort, so everyone should be okay. And as you're crossing, you do notice that you can see shadowy figures writhing below in the depths of that lake.
Lovely.
As the strange aquatic denizens of the Underdark sort of take interest in what's happening above.
You're right there. Chip, you got the light, so there's this beacon of light that's just moving across the bridge, and I now cannot see anything on this side.
Yeah, sturdy so far. Is she almost across or halfway?
Get across pretty easily.
just leave the light over there.
So we're yelling out across the expanse.
Perhaps not.
So as you pull out, the water does begin to sort of bubble and broil as the denizens sort of flock to underneath the bridge. To catch
I
any
see.
sort of accidents.
I like to think that whilst Isabel's been out there, there's been this kind of like awkward small talk between the two groups as we're just watching her come across.
I'm going to make very polite, inane small talk with the brothers to see if they recognize me. Playing that game of, do I know?
There's sort of a clear acknowledgement that you're sort of part of the crowd and part of the cult.
Yeah.
There's no overt sort of acknowledgement because they realise that the rest of the party don't have that sort of. Seen it before.
Did I overhear you doing some training or education?
What? Oh, you're talking to me.
Yes. It's something about called an echo of delegation.
So, we're a newly found mining company trying to make our start.
Ah,
And I'm trying to lay down a firm founder, lieutenant, subordinate system within here, trying to show these brothers the rope. I only met them this morning, but I feel a firm kinship with them already.
you move quickly. And I look at the other two dwarves. What was the name of your company?
We haven't come up with a name for it.
Gorgon's Gold.
What, you damn idiots! We're calling it Gorgon's Gold.
I think it's a great name.
Of course you would. Your name's Gorgon.
Excavations.
Oh, keep your mouth shut. This is what happens when you ask the idiot.
Well, I clearly you're the leader. Yes. Well. Good. Yes. Okay. Well, I wish you well on your new venture.
That's quite cordial of you.
Perhaps you could, leave us a business card or something so that we know where to find the finest mithril ore once you find your vein up here.
A business card? Would you listen to this fancy pants here? What do you think we are? Some kind of lordlings that have parchment and paper and ink around?
I just I meant no offense, just that perhaps...
I tell you what, you seem like a good folk. Next time you're in the city, you find old Gregory Gilgun. Find old Gregory Gilgun and I'll suit you up, I'll do you a good deal. I'll fix you up, I'll give you the right runarounds. Show you where's what and paint the town red.
Yes, quite. Well met.
Well met. Shake his hand.
Shake his hand.
None the worse.
Oddly not dwarven shaped.
You probably get up.
I think it's a bit too slender and long. I expected a dwarven hand to one.
For now, I just tuck that information away.
This action is readied.
I'll tell you when I let it go.
We've been found out.
Alright, so what Isabel has crossed over?
Yep.
What's the plan now?
Carefully follow.
Yeah.
No, untie. We're doing this one at a time. If somebody falls, we yank them.
Right.
How low is it to the water?
It's about 50.
Okay, so you hit water pretty quickly. Okay.
Could we perhaps tie the rope and if there's something over the other side?
Can you see anything to tie it to on that side?
Can I see anything to tie?
There's certain anchor points for the bridge, but there's not much else.
Not really.
I mean, how do the anchor points to the bridge look?
Do it look sturdy?
Yeah, they hold the bridge up already, so they're sort of the foundations of that more permanent bridge that has fallen in the past.
Look, if we can get even myself over there, I can hold it with her. We'll do it one at a time.
Yes. Let's take our time with it.
Alright.
One at a time.
Sure.
Seems
Can
fair.
you let go?
Tie it.
Reel it back in. I'll go next. Put a boat on. And I will make my way across the bridge.
How does Isaiah proceed across the bridge?
Basically the same way.
Basically the same way. So go ahead and make acrobatics check as well.
That is going to be a 19.
A 19. It takes a little bit of time. Moves fairly smoothly though. You sort of paid attention as Isabel crossed and saw those weaker points and managed to avoid it pretty easily. And Isaiah gets across in pretty good time.
Alright, I'll hold on to this. 2 people on the outside, everybody across, and then we bring over the rest.
Perhaps one of the dwarves?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm merely putting it to your group. Would one of you like to travel?
We would. I mean, we wouldn't want to put you adventurers out, so we trust in that you would all know the best way to do this.
Or one of the good brothers, perhaps?
Definitely the idiot first.
Alright, grab it, I can go. Alright. He starts walking across the bridge. Am I got the rope?
Best NPCs.
Looking down as he's going across, he's seeing the lake go. Do I get any sense of what that might be down there?
You do, because as Gurgen gets halfway across, a tentacle whips up and grabs him around the leg and begins to pull him off the bridge. And I'll see if he can make a strength saving throw. He does not.
Rush.
As you ripped off the bridge, it disappears below the water, and there's a frenzy of activity as the water thrashes, and you can see two tentacles in.
Do you not attach himself to the rope?
He didn't touch himself to the rope.
Walk across.
He's probably okay.
My God.
And Ashton's Gurgen! And runs up to the bridge, but he's smart enough to maybe not step on the bridge.
Yeah, I reach out to grab him as well. Hold yourself, dwarf. And I probably noticed how firm he is versus the hand I shook before.
Just running your arm.
Not like caressing, but
Just a firm squish every so often.
Astrid, have you been working out?
start kneading your shoulders. It's going to be Elder Scotchy, baby.
Oh my God.
Okay, bad touch.
Well, I mean, if you're going to recruit, when you doubt, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, I won't go there.
I think I've realised that I'm not afraid of heights.
Right.
I'm afraid of that.
I would be too. It's terrifying.
Hang on to the rope and Be quick, but precise.
Gotta whisper.
He's
loudly.
yelling.
I mean, it's already there.
I think they already know we're here.
Maybe it's a whisper. Maybe it's sated now. As horrible as that sounds.
The question is whether there's more.
Kit,
So it was attracted by the sound.
You can make that up. Yes.
Okay. Sure. I'm gonna be like, I'm just like, actually, I got an idea. Everybody, hang on to this. No, is the pathway sort of go around the edge of this lake a little bit?
Yeah, it sort of it traverses the edge a little bit and then begins to curve outward into a tunnel away from the lake.
Okay, I'm gonna go as far as I can away from the bridge, and I'm gonna get out one of the blasting canisters.
Oh my god.
So they're not grenades, but I can still set them on alight, and I'll sort of get one of the wax wicks and wrap it in amongst the canister. Use the tinderbox to let it go. And I'm going to peg it all the way down as far to the other side of the lake as possible.
Yep.
Like a depth charge, and let it go off.
So as soon as there's the splash, those that have dark vision just see the ripple of something extremely quick underwater go in that straight in that direction, and then there's the explosion of the water exploding upwards in a huge spout, and
Just see me on the other side. Just go.
I grab the rope.
you can see like there's
Tied to
movement.
myself.
There is other movement within, or you
quickly.
can hear other movement, and there's splashing of water within the lake in that general direction of the depth charge.
Okay.
So I
I'll run
move.
back, hold it, and we're just.
Yeah, I move quickly but quietly.
All right, everyone make acrobatics checks.
You said
Oh,
everyone?
stealth. We can go stealth.
If they're holding onto the rope, may they have advantage?
You may have advantage.
So that didn't help me twice. And it's a little late for me to cast spells to help. So,
Did you have a fair amount of the gods?
hold on a second. I do have me some favors at the
Oh, I
god.
better roll before I.
Yeah, figure out
Yeah, does the other
You're
brother die?
I get advantage anyway. That's even better.
Okay, I will burn this because my highest roll was 4.
4?
That's
That's pretty good.
plus
That's 4 and 3.
7.
Plus dex.
My athletics is -1.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics is +1. Yeah, so that becomes 12.
Okay, that's much better than 4.
He sort of half stumbles midway across, but manages to catch himself and run. By the look of it, Kit is perfectly fine and just sort of streams across easily.
Kit has realized that there's nothing like adrenaline to sober you up and make you faster.
How did Lolliput go?
Lolliput got a 19 plus 4.
Ease. Barely slows down.
I feel. Did you have any moments of hesitation before crossing the bridge? I like to think that maybe Lolliput went last.
Lolliput definitely went after Falstas.
Okay.
Ashrin gets across easily.
There's a
and
moment-
goes right across. So the party is across. Ashrin is upset.
When Falstas looked like he was going to fall, there was a point there where Lolly reached out his hand, and then Falstas was able to kind of right himself, and Lolly put his hand down. Or I should say, Gregory put his hand down.
So it makes it to the other side.
Give you your rope back.
Master Dwarf, are you okay?
Astrid.
He looks like you can see that he has acknowledged that his brother has been eaten by something, but it's sort of lacking in the emotion you would expect of people who appeared relatively close. And you can sort of ascertain that is from the influence of the Mistress of Madness and the concoction that they have been drinking.
Such pain.
I don't believe he's in his right mind anymore. I know it's bold of me to say that, but I've seen this before. I don't know. He might come out of it.
What about the other one? I mean, Last one, there's 3 of them.
If I, so focusing hard on Gregory,
I'll make Greg.
Greg over there.
Great man.
Am I able to look for any of the signs that I'd be familiar with of Elindra's influence?
Not particularly on Gregory.
Okay.
So he's either not under the influence at all, or wasn't under the influence long enough for it to sort of still show.
Yeah. I don't think so. Perhaps he just has.
Maybe they're just friends and the other one's leading him down here to be turned or some shit.
Maybe he just has really bad taste in companions.
Maybe there's enough. Do we open this box now, or we just let it play out, see where it takes us?
Speaking of which, now that we've crossed the bridge, what paths are ahead of us?
So
Because
as Isaiah has sort of explored, there's only the one path that leads along the edge of the subterranean lake, and then it slowly curves away into a deeper tunnel that leads downwards again.
So only one way forward.
Yes.
Perhaps these remaining 2 will be good company. And Underdark is a dangerous place.
Useful. We found out that there was something living in there, and I was able to distract it. If it wasn't for his sacrifice, we probably wouldn't have been able to get across quite as effectively.
I'd rather have them with us than behind my back.
Yeah.
Yes, friends close, enemies closer, perhaps.
Are you guys speaking quietly?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like to think that you're over.
Yeah.
Because I like to think you're taking care of your lieutenant, and we've gathered up together.
Yeah.
And 18. 15 plus 3.
You hear the majority of what they say.
Fair. Not being that quiet.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, well, now we're not being quiet.
Yeah, we're not in a separate room.
So yeah,
Sorry about that. We're just having a quick debrief there, but we're pressing on. Are you two with us?
Astrid, you've been through a lot. Do you want to turn back?
No. I want to see it through. I want to make lots of gold on the mithril.
Make lots of gold.
Yes, get the mithril and sell it for gold. Be rich. Isn't that the plan?
That is the plan. Just the gram.
Can
You are the smart one, right?
Can I do a deception check? Because I'm feeling like,
You can do an insight check.
insight. Yeah, okay, insight check. 10.
Cannot tell. Seems we tell the truth. He wants some mithril.
there's a plus
They're
there.
dwarves. There might be a few things going on. Yeah.
Seems reasonable to me. Alright then, let's go.
We'll do this for Gordon. We'll do this for Gordon.
Okay, sure.
We'll do it for once, Ep.
Alright, so. Heading down the tunnel.
We're pressing on.
We follow that tunnel for continuous on into the late hours of the afternoon and evening, spending several hours following the tunnel. Would we like to continue? It slowly starts to ascend a little bit after about 5 hours of travel. Slowly tapers off and begins to go just a little bit.
I would have definitely asked in the 5 hours, where are these guys going? At some point.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Yes, I mean, we're down here looking for mithril, but what's a interesting collection of adventurers such as yourself doing down here?
Well, actually, we're searching for artifacts. Adventurous stuff, you know? Money and fame, fortunes, well, you guys mithril, us artifacts.
You don't say. Do you have a lead on something down here?
We do, yeah.
Okay, cool. I understand it. You know, information is valuable and all that. I just thought after. You know what? That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, you want me to tell you what it is?
I thought we'd be sharing stories, but I've trodden on your toes. I've been rude. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
called
sorry.
the Rod of Rulership.
The Rod of Rulership. It sounds like a mighty artifact.
Oh yeah, 100% is. Lost by one of the great kings of Cameron.
Yeah. Ashton's like, rulership. I got one of them, maybe number one.
Does he say that aloud?
He's using it pretty badly, thought.
You know, Astrid, have you heard of the Rising Tide Lithsaw ships?
No.
If you're number one, I'm +1.
I'll have to run a rulership.
But I'm your boss. So I endorse you to get this, but I will also be lifted up because of... We live in a scheme.
Sure.
It's kind of pyramid-shaped.
Yeah, the ones that used to have the rods, they lived in places like that.
See?
Yeah.
I am at the top of the pyramid, Astrid.
Yeah, sure. Rulership, you say.
Can I roll an insight check on Astrid? I want to see what his deal is. I need to factor into his next performance
He's actually
review.
going to try and topple you.
It is a 6. 5 plus 1.
Straight on the line. He just
Knew I could count on you. You're a good lad.
going to be a great employee.
So listening into this, I will also, given I'm trying to figure out a little bit more about,
What the hell
well,
well,
yeah, initially 2, now 1 dwarf, that I potentially knew. I'll also do that, see whether or not I need to take a step back from this potential, punch on about to happen. Sorry, in a moment. So insight. So that's an 8, so that's not great. However, I do get to add some extra. I can live with that. So that'll be an 18.
Ashton is 100% going to murder Gregory if he can get hold of the royal rulership.
Yep.
He has aspirations to be the top of the pyramid.
Yep. Hey.
Ashton has no idea what the pyramid is,
Yep.
very clearly, but
Yep.
he wants to be at the top.
Yep.
it is very interesting that we seem to be just happenstance going in the exact same direction. Is the mithril, maybe it's connected, maybe it's a deposit near where the sunken city is type thing.
I mean, I've not heard of no sunken city, but I mean, old Astron's nose is he's a sharp one for mithril.
Oh, so you're guiding you down here, are you?
Yeah, it's sniffed out.
A nose, for sure. No, a beautiful, beautiful, large, directional nose.
Bulbous.
Did you potentially want to? Did you want to take point? If you can sniff out the mithril.
Okay, sure. I'll walk up front.
Oh, Astrid, are you sure it's dangerous down here in the Underdark?
I think he'll do fine.
I appreciate the input here, but this is a new mining company. He's just lost his brother. What are you doing?
He doesn't seem too annoyed by that though.
He's in shock.
Giving him the space he needs.
At the front? Astrid, I just want you to know you don't have to do this.
Actually, on that, sure. Can I do a medicine check?
Ashton got it. No, I don't think got the front.
That is
I
an
don't think it
8.
eats him now.
That is an 18.
It's definitely not the right reaction for what.
Yeah, he's not in shock, basically.
Yeah, his father's just been ripped apart, and he's just
I was looking
sort of
at it, like-
deadpan in regards to the horror of the event. He's obviously acknowledged that it's happened, but there's no sort of emotional response.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Textbook shock. 100%.
I will have quietly shared on the journey that he looks like he's part of that cult, and that there's something not above board from an illusion perspective about the other one. But
Well, we're gonna have to make camp soon anyway. I've lost track of time, but I feel like we've been trudging through this darkness for hours, and then I need to take a rest. So bones.
are we still seeing celestial markings?
Actually, that's a good point.
They are trailing off, but they are still pressing us.
Yeah.
And when we say trailing off, as in perhaps getting older or something?
No, they were probably every sort of 100 or so yards previously. Now they're much more spaced out.
Right.
And at junctures where there is multiple places.
No junctures yet, right?
No junction.
Oh no, it's all just
Not on this side so far.
Yeah, okay, cool.
As you're walking and talking towards the end of this sort of 5th hour of travel, you do sort of see a soft light piercing the darkness from up ahead. And it's a sort of slow incline towards that, and you just see that soft glow coming back from the end of the tunnel.
Like it's moving towards us?
No, it's sort of emanating from up there. It doesn't seem to be anyone.
Daylight. Maybe something else.
This far down? No.
Should I take a look?
You guys can see that it looks like there's a cavern that opens up and the light's coming from there.
I mean, there's only way but forward.
Well, it's always backwards.
These old dwarven eyes. I mean, I've got a bit of a sense of something down here in these old tunnels. And I feel like we might be heading to a large open space.
Alright, we'll keep it down and we'll see what we're dealing with.
I mean, I could be wrong here, but, better to be safe than sorry.
I'm going to approach, probably stealthily.
Go ahead and make a stealth check. Anyone who's approaching, if you're approaching stealthily, can make a stealth check.
It's a 14.
I'm going to hang back with Astrid.
I'm gonna hang back as well, but gently, Gregory, a word.
Hey, what can I do for you, Falstas?
A word in private, perhaps.
I certainly, Astrid.
Hey.
You wait here. Hey, look at me.
No.
Eye contact.
Okay.
You wait here until they come back. Do not wander.
Okay.
Repeat it back to me.
Wait here.
It's good enough. All right, go on.
Look,
Group scene from the second guy.
Did Isabel go up at all?
Yes.
Can you all stop?
22.
14. Falstas is...
Kill everybody.
I'll stay with Dwarf Guy until I know that
Okay.
the way ahead is good.
So,
What did the humans see?
look, I don't,
Team human.
we don't know each other very well.
No, we don't really.
No. So I'm Kit, by the way.
Hey, kid.
So, I've met these brothers before.
Oh, you don't say.
Yes, I think.
Lord
yes.
rest his soul, of course.
Sorry, say again?
Gurgen, who died. Marden, rest his soul.
Sure, yes. Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Look, okay. I just wanted to let you know that they're not good dwarves. And not in that they're not good at being dwarves, but they're not good people.
What do you mean, lass?
They're involved in things that you may not want to be part of, and if I'm to be very frank, it looks like he's about to stab you in the back.
Is it like drug stuff?
Sure, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Drug stuff.
I cannot buy drugs.
Not great stuff. Like, yeah, bit nasty purple glowy drug stuff.
Yeah.
Not great.
I kind of like look at a purple
Drug stuff.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Hey.
And you've done nothing to me, and I'm starting to remember that I think I'm someone who has a conscience, and I don't really want to watch you get stabbed, I'll be honest.
I won't lie to you, kid. It's tough news to hear, but I appreciate you shooting straight with me.
I wonder if I can shoot.
Tell you what. What now?
Oh, sorry, I was just thinking that I might I need to find out if I can shoot.
And I'll help you with that, lass. Whatever you may need, you've done right by me today.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll see you safe.
Oh, thank you. That's...
Now, if you excuse me, I have a tough conversation to have.
I'm gonna walk towards.
Don't do anything drastic, please.
No. You're right, lass. It's best to resolve this now before someone gets an old back tickle, as us dwarves like to say. An old tickle of the back. I'm gonna walk towards Falstas and Astrid. And
Yes, I really don't know what the moss around here tastes like. Why don't you tell me, Astrid? There's a small conversation, it's a small talk.
The stuff near modern, it's not too good. But it'll keep you alive.
Yeah. Your mother's secret recipe, you said?
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt,
You
Falstas.
invent that woman.
No problem.
Astrid, we need to have a bit of a conversation.
and I am going to burn a sorcery point to use subtle spell and cast charm person on him.
Okay. Wait, well, that's a natural 11, so he fails.
Astrid, I've heard some bad news today. It appears we may need to terminate our partnership. I've come to some news, and I'm not going to say where it's come from, that you may be intoxicated on the workplace. Now, you know the policies. We agreed on them this morning. Intoxication, inebriation of any kind is just not to be had when it comes to mining and dangerous tools. And particularly not down in this environment here. I hate to think that old Gordon, Morden rest his soul, might have been under the influence and that might have contributed to his death. But I will not have my death on your death on my conscience today, lad. And I want you to go as safely as you can back to the city and turn yourself in to the authorities and tell them everything that you've been up to.
Well, you know, it's not... Alright, I can do that. I'll go back to the city. It's a good idea.
And repeat it back to me, what are you going to do?
Okay, go back to the city.
And you're going to turn yourself in to the authorities
Turn myself in.
and let them know everything you've been up to.
And let them know everything you've been up to.
You will let them know everything that Astrid has been up to.
I'll let them know everything Ashton has been up to.
Grand.
Right.
So watching this, I can't remember. Charm person, is it like what do you got? Is it verbal? Is it what do you actually do?
If he subtle spells it, there's no way you can see the spell go off.
Right. So is there will we have any impression of sorcery gone down?
I mean, that's the whole point of subtle spell.
Okay.
That's the point it does.
Yeah. Cool. Just ask some questions.
I'm just asking questions here.
Mechanically, though, it has minimal effect because he already regards you as a So,
This is not
This is
how
really
I
making
expected
him
this to go.
And does he turn and leave?
he does turn and starts to walk away. You can go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Oh, great. Perception checks.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Yep.
It is
5 hour
not
long
great
screen.
for me. That's a 6 plus 11. So I turn around immediately. Job done.
17.
You hear him muttering under his breath, I'm not going to do that. What a bullshit, man. I'll tell him. Turn somebody. Chuck him in that league a little.
He's a good lad, that one.
Oh, he's so not.
Isaiah and Isabel walk up and they find that the pathway, that glow is coming from a very large cavern. And you can see that cavern is multiple layered. You can see that rock bridges and tunnels and passages crisscross across. Brilliant. I've got a great one. This huge underground complex. You can see that there is bioluminescent fungi and vegetation. There are crystals that glow, and you can see it's quite well lit. There's almost a whole Underdark ecosystem there. And as a part of that, you do see a very large grouping of creatures, which you would recognise as kobolds and ogres walking through. They appear to
Isabel's
be
the other side of the camp.
working in tandem as they march across, and they're lumbering very far behind them. So you have a very large figure behind them that appears to be barking some kind of orders.
Being ultra quiet. I just want to observe them.
So they are a fair way off. It doesn't look like you're on our little display that I've set up.
Oh, that's okay.
I will flick over to the battle camp so we can have a quick look.
Hey.
There we go. Have a quick look there. And there appears to be some sort of cohesive, organised force moving through the Underdark.
Can I see coat arms, Alindra symbols, that kind of stuff?
You can't see anything. You can see that one of the ogres appears to have some sort of glowing warhammer. And the kobolds are dressed in very similar clothing that looks like some kind of uniform. But from the distance you're at, you can't really make out any sort of insignias or anything like that.
We need to probably not deal with that. That's
like too much trouble.
I mean, so where they're crossing, is there like a way for them to get to this part of the tunnel easily? Like,
No, they have to crisscross many of the different passages
Yeah.
and pathways. And
Okay.
stuff like that, so.
it's like shoot ogres and kobolds in a barrel. If we really wanted to press that button, I'd be more inclined to find out where that group's headed.
And you are aware that part of one of the sort of quests and things that you had,
Yeah.
jobs, was that the ogres were beginning to mass against Mordred's northern gates.
Yeah.
It was more of an organised push than they've seen in the past. So, but no mention of any sort of giantish creatures with them.
Yeah, that's concerning. Having a look at that, I'm gonna sort of just gesture for you and me to go back to the group, and we'll come back. I'll holster my pistol.
so there's ogres, kobolds, and what looks to be some sort of giant creature
Crossing through a cavernous sort of space, different sort of like pathways that crisscross up multiple levels and stuff like that. But they're a little ways away. They'd have to, move a little bit to get to us. But it's definitely a force that is significantly formidable.
I don't think I recall it being quite this busy before.
No, I don't either. And any thoughts from you? You being in the, I don't know, you guys came to me. Muldoon, I don't think there was anything we heard about Muldoon being dealing with ogres, right? Ogres and kobolds and things.
Interesting timing.
Do I recall anything about this?
You do have sort of flashes of some kind of large creature with one particularly bulbous eye.
No.
And sort of got like little fungally growths across their bodies and things like that.
Something going back to you, Kit?
Not ogres? I'm trying to think. It's something bigger, perhaps.
Describe it for me.
Well, you see she shudders for a second.
Okay.
Look,
Break it down.
large bodies covered in all sorts of sort of fungal growths and things like that, but it's like one big eye just staring down at me. But
Does that look like the creature we saw commanding? Yeah. I just sort of nod, like acknowledging, and I'm just like, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Now, I think we need to let them get ahead a bit. Maybe we set up camp here for tonight.
track them afterwards? I mean, if they're not going where the Alindra symbols are going, then we just ignore it, right? If they are heading in the same direction, then this is going to get real spicy. Where's the other dwarf?
Oh yeah.
I had to let him go. It turned out he was a junkie.
They look like one, glazed eyes and all that stuff.
Gregory is now a solopreneur, it seems.
You sticking around with us?
I hate to say it, I don't have many other options here.
You go with your friend.
So I don't know about you, but traversing that expansive bridge again,
Yes.
Alone.
Another way out. seems-
alone, and not coming back with anything, I'll level with you. I've got to support an ex-wife. I've missed too many payments on my car. They're gonna take my house. This is our last ditch effort. Oh, Gregory, he's gonna come good this time.
That's fine. If you want to stick around, it's fine by me.
As long as I won't be slowing you lot down, I'd hate to be a burden.
No, I don't think so. We're taking it cautiously anyway. It's nuts. Now, we're gonna, everybody tracked animals and creatures for a while, but I'm happy for you all to weigh in on whether or not we just do what my suggestion is.
Can I roll insight? Sorry. Gregory's sort of seemingly wilder and wilder stories about,
I mean, there are dwarf wives, and surely there might be some version of, support, child support, perhaps,
I believe it's only fair that I get to roll performance against these inside checks.
I'm more than happy for you to.
Roll your performance, absolutely.
You are still a very strange dwarf to me.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Because
be
I have
honest.
a conscience.
No, it's because I have a conscience. So 18.
18. So I have a 19 plus 7, 26.
Pretty convincing.
I'm
Pretty convincing!
All the loose ends you would think would
Yeah.
catch someone out and this kind of thing. They're pretty well wrapped up. The intonation of ex-wife, the payments on the cart and,
I'm so sorry to
and
hear.
moving house and all those things and the
Yes,
child
that's all right.
support.
No, not pretty convincing. Not pretty convincing. That was backstory, and I got a straight 19. I mean, it's not 20, okay, but like 27. Really convincing. Come on.
Nah.
Finally, more convincing than relative.
It's a foolproof story.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can see why you would
Wow,
run away from those
definitely.
troubles.
You can even picture the young dwarflings running around.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, you didn't say it was child support.
I did.
I think I did.
How could you leave them behind?
So in this city, it's dwarf eat dwarf, unfortunately.
But this is how you perpetuate these structures.
What structures are you talking about? The poverty line? I know it quite well, Missy. I've lived under it for many a year.
I'll
Sometimes
go back to the entrance of the
you have
cabin.
to-
Let's see what the group's doing.
Someone needs to take note of all this background and see if he's
And you just leave these children.
No, they're with their mother. My ex-wife.
Yeah, and it's not enough.
It isn't.
I'll crawl
Which is
over
why
the
I'm
rest of
staking
the
my life
Yeah.
on a last-ditch effort. Oh, Gregory's gonna come good this time. I'm coming back with Mithril. Paws and Mithril, and I'll make a home for us.
Out of Mithril.
Out of Mithril. The finest and shiniest home in all of Mordor.
What's the procession doing?
So they're moving about the chamber and they're moving with a purpose. They do sort of go through different areas of it. They're clearly moving off deeper
Little
into
judgment.
it. In sort of general direction-wise, back towards the way you've come, but using different pathways. So they're unlikely to come to your tunnel, but they're heading in that sort of general direction of where Morgan is.
Oh, they're heading back towards
Yeah.
Morgan. Okay.
So so is it the number that we see in front of us, or is there a vast number more?
No.
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think
They-
four kobolds,
But
five kobolds,
so they're quite organised,
yes.
heading in the direction of Mordoon. Because I remember Faustus thinking about the fact that legions of dwarves moving out would leave Mordoon, light on defences, and so
What are you thinking, Falstas? They seem to be, I mean...
I just think the timing of this is, not that we can, there's so much happening, but, I know that when Aradin returned, there were attacks occurring regularly on Mordoon. And now with most of the legions, Dungeon Master, who was attacking Mordoon? Aradin was talking about it when he originally was coming back to the city. It was ogres. Yeah, so ogres? Yep. So I'm just saying that with the timing of legions of dwarves, the vast number of their army leaving, this is a bad time for these to be perhaps assailing the walls of Mordoon. That's
They've
all.
already been dealing with ogre attacks. I mean, these guys look militarized. They're not just some war band.
Much more, yes, I'd agree. Just, look at these. I see ogres walking in a line.
Yeah,
Make a number
they
of...
they don't do that. They're usually like punching each other and like being rowdy and stuff like that. They're a mob. They're not rank and file troops for sure. This has intent behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Alindra, or is there another? Is this what's our conscience say? Are we dealing with this? Are we finding out where they're going and dealing with that, or are we staying the course and dealing with our problem?
The dealings might intertwine.
It's the... unless we absolutely have to. Look at that beast. I look at that giant thing with the club in the eye, and I'm just like... if discretion is the better part of valor, perhaps let's just take our time and hope that we don't have to defend ourselves against these creatures. But should we
defense is fine. I don't mind about that. It's more, exactly what you said. Morality around the whole thing.
Yes, well, and the dwarves have got stout walls, and we can't be responsible for everything. There must be a reason for all of this happening.
It could be Elindra's driving it.
Yes, well, if that be the case, it's perhaps driving it away from the eye. Which is a good thing for us.
Yeah.
So perhaps we wait for them to pass and then we make our way quietly.
Yeah, I think we just set up camp in this alcove here. Have a rest. Restart in the morning. Well, as far as I can tell what the morning would be.
Yes.
No lights. But maybe just like little things, because I can't fucking see in the dark.
Yeah.
Well, we could always backtrack around a corner in the hallway or something like that.
Yeah.
Or at least past, if it's a straight tunnel, then at least past dark
There's
vision
a small
range.
amount of light coming from the cabin anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
enough
So-
to sort of see right.
But we're not going to have like a eggs, sausages, nice crispy bacon moment.
No,
Oh,
no.
You
This
know.
is trail mix. This is trail mix time. The beef jerky now packs.
Time to break out the hardtack.
Yeah. I think that's not a bad idea. We just backtrack just a tiny little bit, sit, wait.
Keep a watch.
I can see where they're going. We pick up where the Alindra thing is, have a chat, whether or not we're going to keep going with them or keep following our lead.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we're going to get to where we need to go. Either way, I think.
Yes. Agreed?
Agreed. The only thing I can really do for us is say follow the markings, but
That's been incredibly helpful.
I mean, it's a shot in the dark for me, but
It's a shot in the dark for all of us.
A shot in the Underdark?
Shut up.
Yeah, very inspired.
Gregory gets that joke.
It's like, I get jokes.
Yes.
We'll set up as much of a camp as possible.
So a bit of a camp.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We will take that opportunity to finish spot on time.
Yeah.
At 10 was 10:01. So.
It was 10 when you said it.
Yeah.
So we will finish up for the night. So thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the session, and we will see you again next week for episode 18 of the Chronicles of Amar.
Sponsors, socials.
Oh yeah, sponsors, things.
We did not.
No, we are sponsored by Eldritch Foundry and Roll with Advantage, who have obviously in our little carousel during the stream. You can see our fantastic deals with the Eldritch Foundry code for their website to get 15% off. And if you go to the website link for the Roll with Advantage that's displayed in that, you will be able to get your 12% off your purchases for amazing dice, of which pretty much I have all of the awesome stuff out right now.
Check out Instagram for an in-depth look at what's in Andy's bag of tricks over there from last week.
So many. But I think we'll try and get proper sponsor ad type things to run during the break.
Yeah, we'll get some things happening.
Moving forward.
And
At some point.
I've been working on it and putting some things together, and hopefully they'll pan out. But I'm not very good at that kind of thing. So.
It's better than nothing. Anyway, like, subscribe, and all that things, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much for joining us. See you again.